So hello, good day. It's actually not true that we're meeting for the first time. We met for the first time personally last night about 11 p.m. in the hotel, so it's the second time. Anyway, I'm Heřmanová.
And my name is Lucia Jamrišková.
And we're going to be talking about hate speech today. There was actually a nice, sorry, how do I do it? Yes, now I skipped a slide. There was actually a nice introduction in the panel debate in the morning. So this is me on a cute picture. The picture was taken in a refugee camp near the Croatian-Bosnian border where I worked as a volunteer. I am originally a researcher, social anthropologist, and also a journalist, and I was always interested in the issue of migration and refugees, and I did a lot of research around attitudes towards migration, also, for example, around radicalization. So hate speech was definitely something that I came across a lot in my research, but I was asked not to speak about it today, so I will be speaking about my personal story today. And my personal story started in 2015, when I joined an organization called Czech Refugee Help. That's the second logo you see on the slide. And the organization is basically a grassroots movement organizing Czech volunteers working on the Balkan route in refugee camps or in transit places there. And my role in the organization was to be a spokesperson. So I was quite frequently in the national media, on national TV, radio, speaking about our work, speaking about the refugees themselves, their stories, their needs and motivations. So since then, hate speech inevitably became part of my everyday life and of my everyday online experience.
So I'm a member of initiative somtu, which means I'm here in Slovakia. Marie has to face to the hate speech, and the hate speech is the reason why was our initiative created. It started in Sweden, but now it is in Germany, United Kingdom, USA, Australia, India, and the previous week was launched also in the Czech Republic. In all of these countries, we have to face the same problem. A lot of hate speech which are on social media. We are on Facebook because this is the most used social network in Slovakia. Okay.
Yeah. So someone said here during the panel discussion in the morning that we all hate speech. So I'm sorry that I'm actually showing you pretty nasty examples of it right now. So this is what these are translations of actual messages that I received. The blue ones are from Facebook, because that's mostly where it happens, as already Lucia mentioned. The gray one is from my email inbox, and the yellow one, that was actually kind of a low point for me, because this was a text message sent to my personal phone number, so obviously from someone who knew who I was, what I'm doing, he knew my phone number. It also stated that he or she, they knew where I live, and of course I don't know if it was true, but I was pretty scared at the point. But it also got me thinking, so what am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to do, and am I supposed to stop doing what I'm doing because I'm scared? There was a suggestion in the morning, so do we just all delete our Facebook accounts? And don't get me wrong, I think it's probably a good idea, and I was seriously considering it. At the same time, I'm a journalist, and I work with many volunteers that are not in Czech Republic. I need Facebook in my work life. And instead, I was thinking, so what if we learn how to deal with it?
I'd like to show how we do the activity of our initiative. On the screen, you can see the comments of our members. They are from discussion under the article about like women like Marie. She also helps to the refugees. People in discussion wrote a lot of the hateful comments like Maria showed you before. Usually when people find the article on their walls on the Facebook, they just read the headlines, look on the picture, but they don't read the article itself. They go directly to the discussion. So the discussion and the article is read by more people than the article itself. If the people receive information from those hateful discussion, the hate is normalized, and that all influence also realized. That's the reason why we joined this toxic discussion. When some of our members find this kind of discussion, he or she sends us notification. And our members can make three things. For first, add empathy comment with facts. Second, support positive comments by giving them likes. And the third one is report content which break the Facebook rules.
Oh, sorry. We had more examples, and I was supposed to skip through them. I didn't, so there they are. Anyway, so hate speech starts on Facebook, right? Or it starts on Facebook in the Czech and Slovak context, because that's where we are in terms of social media. It's still the most used social media in our context. So it starts online. But the point is, if we don't do anything about it online, it can easily spread offline. And we are in Gdańsk, and we all know what happened here. But this is another example from Czech Republic. The man you see on the slide is a Czech senior pensioner. His name is Jaromír Balda. He's over 70 years old, and he was leading quite a normal, quiet life until he joined Facebook, and until he found on Facebook many different groups and followed many pages that were full of anti-Muslim, anti-refugees, hateful propaganda. And he started to spend more and more time reading those comments. And as Lucia mentioned, he became kind of overwhelmed with it. It became his only reality, because he had no other, he didn't see the other side of the things, because there was no one there to tell him. He just was surrounded by the hateful comments. And he became persuaded that there is an imminent danger and threat to the Czech Republic that comes from refugees and Muslims, and he decided to wake us all up by staging a fake terrorist attack. He cut a tree near a railroad track. Luckily, nothing happened. No one was hurt. There was a significant damage, but no one died. But the guy is now facing charges. He will probably spend the next 6 years in prison. And this is the result. This is what happens when you don't stop it. So, in a way, well, he's officially probably the first Czech terrorist, Muslim terrorist, but he's also, in my point of view, he's also one of the first victims of hate speech.
Okay, during all this conference, we are looking the answer for the question, what can we do, how to face to the hate speech on social media. 10 years ago, this problem didn't exist, so now we are looking for the solution. The first option we offer you is a very easy action. When you see that somebody is under attack of hate speech or cyberbullying, you can send him a supportive message. This can literally save the life. The second important thing is to care. The increasing number of people who are interested about this topic increase the possibility it will be solved. The supporter of our initiative is crucial for us. They give us the possibility to learn about this topic. Thanks to them, our initiative have attention. Journalists ask us from interviews so we can promote the problem of the hate speech. Right now, for the first time, the admins of our Facebook groups from different countries are on meeting in Brussels. They will also speak with a responsible person from a Facebook company who will answer their question. This wouldn't be possible without people who support us. Thanks to them, our voice has a power.
So, again, we are mentioning it again and again. It starts on Facebook, and I think it's wonderful that thanks to the 6,000 people in Slovakia who decided to join the somtu initiative, there is now someone from the Facebook company actually listening to them and listening to the stories and listening to what's happening in a language that Mark Zuckerberg probably doesn't understand, right? Slovak or Czech. But it's really not just about Facebook, because what happens to people like Jaromír Balda and also what happens to people like me, this is not just about Facebook. This is about your everyday life, about your everyday experience. And it's something that if we don't stop it online, it spreads offline and it really shapes the atmosphere in the society. It shifts the limits to what is acceptable to us and not. If it's acceptable for us to, send these messages to someone from Facebook, so how long do we wait till it will be acceptable to, talk like this personally? And how long do we wait till someone actually attacks someone? And it is happening right now. So we don't need just Facebook and Google and people who are in charge of the technologies. We also need, for example, state representatives listening to us, because they are the ones who can actually regulate Facebook and Google. They are the ones who have the power. We need policymakers. They are the ones who can introduce and implement various solutions. They are the ones who can, again, introduce regulations. We need courts and jurisdictions who can send precedents, who can say, this is clearly a hate crime, and it happened because it started as hate speech on Facebook.
If you find our initiative interesting, you can find us on Facebook. We have Facebook groups with those names. I listened that some people think about creating this initiative also in Poland, so maybe you will have an option to join us also here.
And, if you're wondering if this one small thing, if it can really make a change, and again, this is really not just about me as a person helping refugees, or this is really about anyone who's publicly advocating for any issue that's divisive in the society. It's about people who are interested in religious issues. It's about LGBT people. It's really about everyone. And if you're wondering if just maybe leaving one simple comment with one simple hashtag, if it can really change something for them, then please let me assure you that it can. It definitely can change a lot for people like me, because if I read 10 hateful messages and 20 hateful comments, and then there is one positive and one supportive comment, and then this comment gets a lot of likes, and then there is another positive comment, then it spreads, and it definitely makes me feel much better. It definitely keeps me going on, and it definitely creates a very, very different atmosphere in the online environment. And you can also think of people like Jaromír Balda, who were just reading hateful content, and it was going on, and there was no one to speak against it. So you can be the one very easily, you can be the one who will speak against it. And just one last thing I wanted to mention, because it was also mentioned in the panel discussion in the morning, that mostly politicians and sometimes journalists are legitimizing hate speech. And that is definitely true, and it's their responsibility to deal with it. It's their responsibility to stop it. But it's also each and every one of us. If we see it, if we don't stop it, if we don't engage against it, it's also each and every one of us who is legitimizing it. So please think about it and do join us. Thank you.
Thank you.